In order to get this onto the sled, it's going to start with this. This is the LinQ Universal Plate. This is my second one, actually. We talked about this and even gave one away on the podcast a couple years ago when Paul Prudhomme was on from Skidoo. And I fell in love with this unit. And I use it on my ATV. If you've ever seen my ATV shots where I have a LinQ can on the back, it's because of this plate. There's two versions available. There's a version that actually, it's the same bracket here, mounting bracket or mounting plate, I guess it is. And it would have LinQ brackets on top that you'd mount to the ATV, or there's this version of it that actually has the LinQ locks on the bottom that you can attach this plate to any box you want. So I could physically screw this right to the unit if this was not a pack out. I want the ability to remove this as I can. You could screw anything to this. You could screw in a toolbox, a basic box. You could fishing tackle box, a soft bag if you want. This will allow you to turn any bag or box into a LinQ compatible accessory. It's an amazing plate, and they're not that expensive. I'll post a link in the description. And then we've got this for about 24 bucks. The only thing we have to do is we have to cut this down to size. This is actually a wall mount plate. So I'm gonna actually cut the top and bottom so it is a nice cleaner fit, but that thing's gonna look really good on here. I'm gonna put this together, I'm gonna put this on the sled, and in that way we can determine where that plate has to mount, because the gas cans and LinQ bags all are shaped to kind of nest among each other, where this is more square and may interfere with the function of that. So I want to be careful as I go through this process that I am only cutting the wall mount bracket once and not having to run in and buy a new one. It comes with these 4 little legs that actually mount to each corner of this, so that gives it some stability while it's sitting on your deck. And in this bag of hardware, it includes all of the bolts and nuts. These are the 2 LinQ locks, and they would go one on each end like this. And then we'll just grab the hardware and we'll just mount this all up and see where we're at. The only difference I see is the nuts. Some of them are actually have a washer built on and some don't. And I think I know just by looking at them where they each go. It looks like the ones without the washer will drop in there. It's a T30 bit. Good. Now the pads are all on there. You can see, and it gives it a nice platform to sit on. Let's put on the LinQ locks. Drop a bolt through there. We're gonna hold it with the T30 Torx. Just put this in loose till we get the other one started as well. I highly recommend picking up a LinQ Universal Rack because you're going to find uses for it. This is great because now I can use the Milwaukee Packout on the ATV or the snowmobile, but also too I've got that rack that I can actually unbolt the Milwaukee bracket from, and I can use it other places as well. I can put other boxes and so forth on this one. All right, so this is done. That is your universal LinQ rack. Holes, I'm gonna actually cut this area off. I'm gonna keep these, so I'm thinking of just using these 3 holes for mounting this to the LinQ rack. But you can see I wanna make sure that I get this in the right spot. so that it all functions. Let's go out in the shop. We're gonna cut this down and we're gonna mount this to the sled. Then we'll mark our holes, drill them out, hope for the best. Now that we have the universal link adapter assembled, I'm just gonna set it on the snowmobile with the gas tank on. Lock it in place like that. I assume it goes like this though, because the levers you want to fold backwards. Plate. And you can see when you put it on here, it's a little too big. It overhangs each end. Take my jigsaw, I'm gonna cut along here. I'm gonna go out around this bolt on each side and cut it in like that. Not really too concerned about cutting along this line here. That is a nice finished edge, so I think I wanna leave that. I'm gonna come around like this, up this line, cut around like that, and straight across. Clean that up with a knife file. On this side, you want to retain this part here because it's the lock. You might actually cut along here, and we'll see how it looks. That will look lovely. Once we get the Packout on there, we'll mark it, drill it, and bolt it. We can clip it on this tray, and you can see now that the Packout is flush with this side, which is beautiful. And this side only has the little button sticking out. That is gonna go here, and we'll just mark it center. Now that we've got that on there, I'm just more or less, I wanna kind of give it some breathing room. So if I have to get the gas tank off, yeah, you can still pull the gas tank off right there. So I think that's a good spot for it. I'm going to mark this and this kind of estimate, and then we'll measure it to make sure it's square. Now I want to say I don't think these holes are going to line up to anything, so that's beside the rib, that's beside a rib, that's on a rib, so we're going to have to figure that out. There is space there to put a nut underneath there, but the bolts have to be the exact size we need in order not to hit the tunnel. Went to the store and picked up some hardware. These are 1/4 screws. Great. It's good. Two ways to dismount it, but I think that's the easiest way.
Get this shit out of here. I'm stacking mile high before the